What's good, guys? What you're about to see is an interview between myself and the video editor here at AOC. He's recently managed to do something that I'd say 99% of traders never ever get to the point of doing, which is he passed the funding challenge and got his first max payout, all in the span of 3 weeks. And right now he's already at the pace where he is doing more, he is scaling, and it's only a matter of time until he hits $500,000 or $1 million in funding and just making more than a full-time living out of trading. And throughout this interview, we're going to be sharing a lot of alpha. I'm going to ask him how he managed to overcome his demons, because it took him a year to get to this point, and out of those 9 months, he was dealing with something that most traders deal with, which is just a fear of losing money and just the general psychology of trading. And outside of that, we're going to get into some fun stories, because me and him go way back. In fact, back to our uni days. But either way, let's just get right into it and let's not waste too much time. All right, first of all, bro, welcome. So who are you and what do you do?
So I'm Clarence. I'm your video editor for the past 4 years.
Bro, you know how you've been editing all of these client interviews for the past few years? How does it feel to finally be on the other side with the camera?
It feels good, man. I always knew my time would come. And for the past year of being in bootcamp, I put in the work, and now I never doubted that I would have this interview with you. But it came sooner than I expected it, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it happened super quick, eh?
Yeah.
So, in fact, what is it that you managed to recently achieve?
Also, I managed to get funded and get my first payout within under 20 to 21 days.
Yeah, bro, that was insane. So what, you managed to pass in
6
days?
trading days.
What, it took you, 6 days to pass the challenge?
Yeah.
Then another week.
Another 8 days of to get my first payout. Yeah.
Absolutely sick, man.
Fun fact.
That was it, yeah?
On the second day of your stream, while we were midway in hour 2 or something, I got an email received saying Apex Trader just sent you your payout. Yeah, such a cool moment.
Sick, man. Yeah, there was a moment when where I saw you guys on the side, all huddled together and looking at the phone and laughing, but I couldn't. I was doing a live stream here, so I couldn't.
I wanted to jump into the live stream, but I thought that would be too unprofessional, so I stopped myself from doing that.
That would have been cool, man.
Yeah.
So how does that feel? Especially after, well, we know each other.
Yeah.
We go way back. Probably talk about this later.
Yeah.
But I know you've had to gone through a lot of just obstacles or just pain. How does it feel to finally be your first max payout?
Yeah. It's been, we've known each other since 7 years now. And I've been wanting to do trading for the last 5 years. And honestly, I feel like it was worth it, even though it took longer than I wanted it to. But now I'm confidently to say that I'm a profitable trader now.
Yeah. In fact, now that you can call yourself not only a profitable trader, but you are now a funded trader.
Yeah.
It's got a payout.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, man? About the future, about everything else that you can potentially achieve?
I'm really optimistic about the future, because before, now I think I can actually make things happen by myself with through trading. And
what do you mean by that?
Before it's I'm just working paycheck by paycheck. And I'm not saying your pay isn't good. You pay me really well. Just that it's not something I want to live by. I want to try to create money by my own,
Got you.
Yeah. So
what's the problem with
paycheck and paycheck?
Yeah.
Let's say if one day you just decided to stop AOC, and if I can't find another job for video editing, because by the way, I'm a dropout, so then I don't have a degree, I'm kind of screwed, So I always wanted to learn a skill where I don't need to rely on anyone, which is something like trading. Yeah.
In fact, share a little bit about that. What got you into trading? What made you interested?
Yeah, so it was I think 2020 when COVID happened. My birthday was the first week when we had the COVID lockdown,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Literally 1 week after the lockdown, eh?
Yeah. And then I had nothing to do. It was my birthday. My siblings gave me about 200 USDT, and that was my birthday gift then. And then they told me to open a Binance account, and that's how I got into trading crypto. I managed to turn that $200 into 4 exit, and after a while I lost everything. I managed to like make it back a bit, but I then lost it again. Yeah. So it's been 2020 until now. 6 years technically. Yeah.
Got you. It's like the average crypto bro story.
Yeah.
That's what we all go through.
Yeah.
I started with Dogecoin as well.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on Dogecoin, bro. I lost 60% of my net worth once because of that bad trade I took.
Rookie numbers, man.
Yeah.
Right. So, bro, clearly you can now say that, not only are you a profitable trader, you're now a funded trader
Yes, sir.
that has gotten his first payout, max payout, might I mention?
Yeah.
So, I know it wasn't always like this, but how does that make you feel about your future going forward? Because you've talked about wanting to learn something else for a really long time, and now you're here.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel about the future, man? Like,
I'm really optimistic about the future. Now, like, I can, I'm legit making money just by clicking buttons right now. Yeah. Looking at the charts, London session, New York session, and when the setup is there, just take it. It's either I'm winning the trade or I lose the trade. And it's easy money now.
nice, man. So what's the problem with like, paycheck to paycheck? Like, couldn't you just continue doing the video editing?
True, but video editing isn't something that I enjoy. I mean, I'm a video editor saying this to you, but yeah, because there's a thing where a lot of people they pursue the wrong skill in life and then they slowly get comfortable. For me, I don't want to get comfortable too attached to one skill where I don't enjoy doing it. For me, what I always enjoy was looking at the charts and like trading. So yeah, I'm not gonna say like once I make more money from trading, I won't help you edit your videos, but I love to help you edit your videos.
Well, if one day the video style changes, I think everyone's gonna know why.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't happen though.
Yeah.
Right. And like, that's absolutely amazing. But I think you and I both know that it wasn't always like that.
Yeah.
In fact, for the longest time, you were definitely held back by a few things. Like, what would you say that was? Oh, wait, let me rephrase my question. And dude, it's absolutely amazing that now you've gotten to this point. But I think you and I both know, because I was always there every step of the way. It wasn't always like that. Right?
Yeah.
There were clearly
Hiccups.
It took you a lot longer to get to where you are right now. What would you say is like the thing that kind of held you back throughout the last 12 months?
Myself. I was the one who was like always holding my back. I mean, the reason why I'm here today is because of the decisions that I took. And the me before was too scared. I don't want to risk about losing money, and I was on survival mode essentially. Yeah, but honestly, what got me out of the survival mode was that big bonus that you gave me last year. And after this, since then, I thought to myself, okay, worst come to worst, I might just lose my bonus, like buying a lot of funded accounts and losing the money. But that's okay. At least I'm moving forward, not like being stuck at one place. But that was a moment that actually got me out of survival mode, and where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna, you only live once, so I need to like risk it so I can like prove to myself that I can make money from trading.
Right. Let's kind of rewind for a moment. Like when you said survival mode, like what was that?
Yeah.
Explain survival mode.
Survival mode. Having a scarcity mindset, feeling like everything is lacking, you don't have enough money, just being stressed about when's the next paycheck coming and stuff like that. And like I was actually coming from a place of lacking, I mean, with my salary, it's like it's a comfortable. I can live comfortably, but for me, I just thought to myself that I wanted a lot more. There's more to life than just being one place, if that makes sense. For me, then was like I just knew that I see a lot of potential in myself there, where I can become like a millionaire driving that Lambo, Ferrari and stuff.
Who doesn't? Yeah.
Who doesn't, right? So yeah, but the biggest thing was definitely me wanting to prove to myself and to my family that I can make it by myself. Yeah, because fun fact, I'm the youngest of I have a brother and sister. I'm the youngest, and they always worry about me since I drop out. And now that I'm profitable and funded, it's a nice thing to give back. They don't need to worry about me, and now I can like just make my own money and like give it back to them because they have sacrificed a lot for me, and now it's just my turn to like give the favor back.
Got you.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, man. Like, and I'm really happy to see it.
Yeah.
Just to also like bring it back for a moment. You said your biggest problem was fear.
Yeah.
Like, what were you afraid of?
Losing the money, honestly. Yeah.
So you were afraid of getting into trading and then losing the money that you put into trading.
Yeah.
Where do you think that fear comes from? Is it something that you've been dealing with like for a long time?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Yeah, because I guess it's also because I can't really say that I grew up from rags to riches, but my dad did make quite a good money while growing up. But I think until the later years when I was like 15, 16, then he quit his job, and then suddenly the lifestyle and everything like went down a bit. And ever since then, I've always been coming from a sense of lacking, you know, not enough, and then always complaining and stuff.
Got you. And because you also felt like you were kind of in survival mode.
Yeah, since then.
So that made your relationship with like risk. Like you were just afraid to take risk.
Yeah.
So would you say that, you know, just that fear of losing money, that was the biggest thing holding you back?
100%. 100%.
All right. And, you know, we've talked about this at length before, but even amongst everyone else in Bootcamp and Blueprint, and in fact, I've said this before, you know, biggest problem most traders deal with, included yourself, by the way, is I saw that you managed to pick up the technical analysis side of things and the execution side of things like really quickly. Basically in like 3 months, right? And then there was a period of like the rest of the time, like it basically took another year from that before you were able to kind of crack the code.
Yeah.
Right? And so you were saying the moment you were able to, you know, get a big bonus at the end of last year, that put you out of survival mode, removed that fear of losing money, and not remove, like I'm a lot more.
I'm more willing to lose it now.
Open to it, and that helped you ultimately overcome it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Oh, I like how I naturally went to the question that I had prepared.
Yeah.
I like that one. But, and like, you know, honestly, like just super happy to see it because we started from day one. Like, well, we'll get into this later, but, you know, I was there from day one, and it honestly pissed me off a lot seeing that, you know, clearly you had the ability and you had the ability, where you clearly had the ability to execute, but for some reason you were not doing anything with that potential. So I'm just glad to hear that that was what we were dealing with, and I'm also happy that I was able to help you overcome it.
Yeah, 100%.
In just a small way.
Yeah.
So now that you've overcome this fear of losing money, like how would you say your trading has changed?
Yo, I'm like a robot right now. Yeah, when I win, I don't feel anything. When I lose, I don't feel anything. Fun fact, while I was like trading, Rich always like, we work together. And then he, sometimes all my trades will be like a tick away or 2 ticks away from my stop loss. I'll be like, hit me. And then it just instantly reverses to my TP. Yeah.
Nice.
Like, I'm open for if I lose, it means that I read the markets wrong. I mean, yeah, I'm willing to lose because I know that, I read the markets wrong. It's not the TS, it's not my system fault. It's actually me reading the market wrong. Right? And then another thing is that I never touch my stop loss or TP. I just like, I risk 1R and my TP is at 2R. So, like I always like to tell the students, like, it's better to lose a trade because you read the market wrong than lose because you had doubt in the trade. And I never had doubt in my trades. Yeah. Sometimes it's just the market is just messing with us, you know.
Yeah.
Trump could just tweet something, Iran, I'm gonna bond the shit out of you, and then boom, market goes up. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's such a good point, because so many times you see people like moving their stock. I'm guilty of this as well.
Yeah.
But if you really break it down, like, what's there to lose?
Yeah, nothing.
1%. It's just, if you have your risk managed, then what's the big worry?
Yeah.
Nice. Really really happy to see that as well, man. So if there was someone that was sitting on the other side of the screen right now, and they were struggling with the same problem, like they're really afraid to lose money, or maybe they're just afraid to be wrong, like, what would you tell them? Like, what advice would you give them to kind of overcome that problem?
What advice would I give them? You gotta realize that the prop firm that you buy, you're not let's say you buy a 50K account prop firm, right? And you only will risk 1% every trade. That 1% is like, how much is that? 500, right? And you're not actually risking 500. You're only risking what you paid for that account. For me, FX always has like 90% off, and it's like $25 for
$25, yeah.
Right, and then like and your drawdown is like 3%.
Depends on what account.
Yeah, 50K is a 3%. Yeah, 4%. Sorry, and realistically speaking, every trade you're risking is about $4 or $5.
Yeah, literally.
So how much? So
$6.
Yeah, $6. So you can actually lose $6. You're not actually losing $5.
Yeah, you're not losing 500.
Yeah,
it's just $6.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You're not losing 500. So like, that's what I would tell people when you guys are doing prop firm trading, is that the number doesn't matter. Just focus on the technical analysis and trade how the system works.
Just trade the system, right?
Yeah.
Because the money doesn't care if you're risking 100 or 1,000, or if
Exactly.
you're risking your house.
Yes.
A trade's a trade.
Yes. Yeah. Pursue for the mastery of trading rather than chasing the money. Yeah.
Ironically, when you focus on the craft, that's when the money comes, eh?
Exactly. That's when I shifted to just, I'm going to just focus on like honing my craft in trading, and slowly but surely, like, look at me now.
Yeah, that's exactly what you went through, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
were you trying to chase money, like, for
No.
pretty...
No, honestly, you and Rich has been always telling me, never chase money. Chase the mastery of that skill that you want to do. And for me, I just couldn't. I mean, just to add on, like, towards video editing, I just couldn't want to master video editing. But trading is something that I decided to master on. Yeah. Yeah.
And let's say that. So you've talked about prop firms and how oftentimes if you buy like a 100K account, you're not actually making, or like you're not actually losing $1,000 when you lose a trade. It's just whatever you paid for the prop firm.
Exactly.
What if they weren't trading prop firms? Is there any advice that you would give them? And what would you say to people who are struggling with a fear of loss?
Fear of loss. Definitely just put the amount where you're willing to lose. For me, it was after losing that initial $200 from my siblings, I added another $500 from my own money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then slowly I did manage to build it up to a certain amount, like four figures, mid to high four figures. Yeah, I know it's not a lot in crypto, but I was really scared. I mean, it's still not bad,
Dude,
Yeah.
coming from Malaysia,
Yeah,
I feel you, man.
dollars are big.
Especially you were like, what? You were in college.
Yeah.
Like, you were 18?
Yeah, 18 to 19.
Yeah. For a college student, of course, it's gonna feel like a lot.
Right.
$500 is like half of someone's monthly income, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's more than our minimum wage in Malaysia.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How much is the minimum wage right now?
I think 1.4K or 1.5.
Yikes.
And
That's
still,
just for anyone listening that doesn't know what that number means, minimum wage in Malaysia is like $300 to $400 a month, which is rough.
yeah.
So yeah, 500 goes a long way,
Yeah, man. It's a lot.
right? So just basically risk what you're willing to lose.
Yeah.
And I like that, man, because it's also the same advice that I always give people. It's like, even if you don't end up getting to prop firms, as long as you're risking too much, that if you're ever worried about a trade playing out or not, because you're worried about the amount of money that you might lose,
Yeah.
that very moment should tell you, like, your emotions are getting in the way.
You shouldn't even be trading,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gambling at that point.
Yeah.
Very simple in theory, and yet a lot of people struggle with it.
Yeah.
But good advice, man. And take it from this guy, because Clarence has been, I kid you not, he joined, when did you join bootcamp?
Last year, I was the second cohort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun fact, it's also like an anniversary of me joining bootcamp that I passed and get my payout.
Really?
Yeah. I joined about March 16 last year, and then I passed my funding account on the 13th or 14th. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy times.
And, back when you joined bootcamp, I honestly thought you would, be quite successful pretty quickly because
Yeah.
you already were editing all the modules.
Yeah.
Every single video that I've made for the past like 3-4 years went through your hands. And so, technically you understood things. So I was honestly expecting a lot. And then you made really good progress for the first 3 months, learning. But then it took you another 9 months to kind of like figure out that the entire
Yeah.
And now you realize it, right? After having gone through the journey, people laugh at, people talk about psychology, but it's psychology.
So important. Honestly, I feel like the 80-20, 80% for me was the psychology. Like the TA part, honestly, I was in my FX account, FX replay, I'm actually making money through like back testing and stuff. It's just that when you go on live markets, I just couldn't handle the live markets, Every tick, when the numbers go up and down, you're like, I'm just scared, Yeah. Now you remind me when remember the first time I bought my first funded account?
Yeah, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, Bali, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. Share that, man.
Yeah.
It's such a funny story.
So basically, we bought my first.
We bought the funded account together.
Together, yeah, on FX.
I was like, you know what? If you're starting a new challenge, I'll start it too, and see who passes it first.
Yeah. I could have passed it in that night. Fun fact is, what happened? Oh, you told me to trade Nasdaq because it was a long. I remember that. Yeah, but I didn't know what was a mini and a micro then. And I took one Nasdaq trade, which is for like 100 micros, 1,000.
No, he basically, like, we both had the same funding account.
Yeah.
And then you opened 2 contracts of Nasdaq.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold up. Either we got different accounts or something's wrong here because I opened 2 micros. I was like, it cannot be.
Yeah.
It's the same trade. And then, how much did you lose? Like a few $100s right off the get-go? In like a couple minutes?
The first tick down was like minus like 200, 300. And then when I saw it went back to 0, I closed the trade. And then like 10 minutes later, I just see the number to hit the TP where we set it. I set the TP at,
Yeah.
If I still hold on to that trade, I'll pass that account in like that night actually.
Yeah. And with Apex, you can pass it in a single day. So
yeah.
But you couldn't really call that profitable trading,
Yeah, that was gambling, honestly.
Yeah. There you go, man.
Also, I think another add-on I would say about that trade, if let's say I actually take it, I wouldn't say it's my trade, because I was just copying your idea. And one thing that for sure I feel like you taught me that never follow other people's ideas, because if you follow and take the trade, but without understanding the thought process behind it, it's never your trade in the beginning. You're just gambling based on what people are saying. Yeah. So one thing for sure that I don't want to share my ideas, not to just say to keep. It's just that if I share them and you just take it, you're gambling. Because I actually understand why I took it. If some other guy knows, the students take it, they just say, I can make quick money. But that's not trading. You're just copying people.
It's not, man. It's just being lazy.
Yeah, you're just being lazy. Trading is like you actually taking the time. Yeah, in fact, I'm only like spending like 15 minutes per session, just looking at the PDRS, the time frames and everything, and just decide, okay, if this happens in scenario A, then I'm gonna take the trade. If setup B happens, I'll take setup B. I'll just be patient and just wait for that setup to happen.
Yeah. And it brings me back to, remember what happened on the live stream?
Oh yeah.
Where you got screwed up by the CISDs?
Oh yeah. Oh bro. Okay. Honestly, on the second day, I'm gonna say this, that I got pissed because I knew my system very well, but I got FOMO because I was a moderator for the live stream.
Yeah.
And everyone was like CISD.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I got FOMO, peer pressure. And okay, CISD, take it, and I lost the thread. After I reflect back, I was like, bro, I was looking for a long, but I took a short, you know. I got really pissed. Like, why am I even listening?
Basically, you got affected by other people, right?
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't my idea, and that's another thing that I learned from that night, where I'm not gonna bother listening to other people's advice, even yours. No offense, man. It's because I need to understand the thread. I want to thread independently. So whatever ideas I think, whatever I try attack is because it's from my own understanding what price might happen. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, going back to that night, I got pissed so much. Like, why would I even be listening to people? No offense to people who
Literally
actually
random people, man.
yeah, random people who aren't profitable.
Oh, they could be.
I mean,
but you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't.
And
know.
even if they were,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. It wasn't my idea to begin with, you know. I mean, there's always going to be the CIC. There's always going to be the next fair value gap. There's always going to be the next order block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, you bring up such a good point as well, because I think a lot of people, maybe including yourself, would be surprised. I do not watch trading.
Yeah.
There's nothing in my YouTube X whatever that is related to trading.
Yeah, I mean,
in fact,
I don't do anymore. Mine right now, I'm watching a lot of just camping videos, or like cooking videos.
yeah, trading stressful, eh?
Yeah. Why would I want to watch more about trading when I'm already trading live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like at some point you just have to get to a point where you've done the work, you've put in the work, you have the data, and you understand that your system works and it's profitable. Once you get to that point, like, stop looking at other people, man. And it also makes it tough as well sometimes because we have Sid, who, and even you, right? Three of us use the same system, and yet any given time in the market, we would be seeing different ideas and we'll have different viewpoints. Same system.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you, like, trading is so subjective that at some point when you get to a decent point, trust yourself, trust your ideas, and
show your wins.
Yeah. Which is definitely something I should be thinking about doing. Maybe I should stop calling trades, start showing the journals and just documenting after the fact instead. Might be a better way to do it.
Yeah.
But either way, let's bring us back to the moment that you joined bootcamp. What was it that made you decide, like, hey, this was the right time that I should, get serious about my trading?
I guess it was I actually stopped trading for 2 years before bootcamp because I was like I want to build up my capital, save up my money through working with AOC, helping you guys like content, like build a system and stuff in the company. And then honestly, it wasn't my idea to join the bootcamp. It was you and Rich pushing me. Like the first cohort, you guys see some success from first cohort members.
Yeah.
And then one day Rich was like, Clarence, I want you to join for the next cohort. Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. And yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be here today on this interview without you two. Honestly, you two are my rock. Yeah. You two push me. You're like, Clarence, just join. And you guys been helping me every time when I have a doubted myself and anything. You're like, look, it's not you just always pull me back to earth when I was overthinking or like doubting myself. Yeah.
It's not gonna kill you.
It's not gonna kill you. I'm not gonna die. If I die, okay, I don't want to go there.
Let's not go down that road.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, really, man, I really appreciate you giving me the chance to join bootcamp. In fact, the biggest chance you ever gave me was, can I just go into the how I started with AOC?
Yeah, why not? I think this is a natural.
Right.
I think this is a natural
progression.
point in the conversation.
Yeah. So, how I actually joined AOC is a really funny thing. When
like we go way back.
We go way back. Yeah, well, it was my first semester in uni. That's where I met Shen in a class called public speaking. Yeah.
Really? That was the first time?
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, I was sitting in there and then you walk in with like your shorts with a lot of bags, gym bro, and then you had a man bun last time. Yeah. And then, we were always like good friends. We always hang out, had lunch and dinner. Even though
you
didn't
should
eat.
share what happened in the public speaking class.
Yeah.
Like, what was that first impression?
He was a cool guy, I'm not gonna lie. Our first speech we had to give was an impromptu speech. He ended the speech with life is like a penis.
No, I started it.
I started it, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I came into a room of like, what, 200 people?
Yeah.
It was a
more or
big
less.
class.
Yeah, it was an auditorium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I came in, my opening line was, life is like a penis.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard. Most of the time, it's kind of in between.
Yeah.
Or soft.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what I
Something
said.
about
but-
the hair is messy or well kept.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Wow, man.
And I never knew that was the first time, that was your first impression. Or like, that was the first time
Yeah, I mean,
you saw me.
while my first semester in uni, I was already started to get into like online money with entrepreneurship, but I never had any friends who were talking about it. I mean, the first thing I actually did before like anything was e-commerce with Rich. Funny enough, we were like selling like clothing brand. Nah.
Dude, I was gonna take a guess.
Yeah.
It had to be either hoodies or t-shirts.
Bracelets, you know. Yeah, it's either that.
was off.
Yeah. we only managed
Was
to
it for
do
girls at least?
Huh?
Was it for girls at least? Like you're selling to
Yeah,
girls?
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, we only did it for
At
like
least you
a
have half a
couple of
brain.
months. Yeah.
Where guys would not.
Yeah, we only did it for a couple of months and then we stopped because we realized we don't know how to do it. And then I was like drifting in between to finding what I want to do. But I always had a attraction towards trading. Yeah. So yeah, and then
But yeah, so we met in uni,
yeah.
and then during uni we definitely hang out a couple times. Although it's still funny until now. Like
You never thought I'd be
you
your
are,
friend.
yeah, you are the only person from uni that I still talk to.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed it was you.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna dive too deep into uni days.
Yeah.
But let's go to the moment. Like, how do you end up joining AOC, man?
Funny enough, remember my birthday when I got my birthday gift from my siblings?
Yeah.
So that year was like a good year. I think it was the 4th cycle, if I'm not mistaken. Right now in the 5th cycle of Bitcoin, right? The halving.
Yeah, it was back in 2021. I think it was 2022.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It was like
4th cycle?
4th cycle. And then I was like, yo, Rich, we gotta get in crypto, you know? Because I was trading and then Rich was like, okay. Then we like started trading and then we were like, didn't know what to do. But I knew like a friend of ours, Daniel, remember?
Yeah, Charles.
Yeah, Charles.
Yeah.
And then asked him, he was posting about crypto stuff in stories last time.
It was?
I think so. Then I asked him, oh, yo, do you have anyone to like that I can learn from? And then he said, oh, Shen's the guy. Then he added us into a group where legit it was only close friends and family then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your first AOC, you know, where you didn't sell to anybody, but you actually just providing value for your friends and your family. Yeah, bro, it was like my first Signal group where I didn't need to pay. Every day you'd be like shilling us, buy this, buy that.
Nah, I wouldn't say I was shilling, man.
Yeah.
I gave you guys straight ideas.
Yeah, you gave really good ideas. I took some, I make some, and funny enough, the ones that you always say, I took them, I make money. Is when I only lost it when I was like FOMO or peer pressure. Funny enough.
Man, that just brought me way back, man.
Yeah, man.
Like, I think I think you found me at a time when I had been working on trading for a while. That was before I started my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's only after like some friends asked me, and then slowly that
Group chat
couple
happened.
friends happened, turned into a group chat.
Yeah.
And then like it just got to a point where there were so many people asking me that, you know what, let me just make some YouTube videos for the fun of it. I started the channel like April Fools 2021 just as a joke, without thinking that it would grow to this point. So, yeah, you definitely found me at an interesting spot. And then
Rich joined the team first.
yeah,
Yeah. And a year later, I was like, I didn't know what to do with my life. I was in uni. Uni sucked. All the lecturers were dickheads. Like wasting my time. Like whatever they were teaching wasn't what they're doing. And then I was like asking Rich, is it cool like I come do something for AOC? You know? And I think everything was aligning.
aligning is a strong word, man.
It is, bro. It is. I know it's a strong word. I mean, but it was like 1 week before you said, okay, come join on the team. I was like talking to Rich every day. Bro, can you like ask Shen? Can you ask Shen, you know? And then you came and reached out to me and asked, bro, are you in KL? Yeah, what's up? This Saturday, let's go kill clubbing. I was like, oh, I'm down for that.
Was that Andrew's farewell party?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember now.
Yeah, where we were popping champagne,
Yeah.
like
You're in the VIP section.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
boring as hell because
Yeah.
like main dance floor was like
in front
there
of
was
us.
nobody in the the VIP was behind the freaking DJ for some reason.
Yeah,
I would have rather been on the dance floor, man.
right. I mean, the only guy was like there was Ethan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then yeah, after the party, I remember you were pissed drunk.
yeah. And I was like, bro, can I work for you?
Make the face. Face.
I can't make that face now. Someone pass me a shot. But yeah, I was like shit faced, and I remember the conversation was like, bro, thanks for this tonight, but I want to ask you something. Can I like come and work for you? I mean, and then he was like, okay. And then I didn't even have an interview with you. You remember? I just remember it's like you gave me 4 questions. I answered them. It's like, okay, good. And a week later, I joined the first meeting with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after since then, it was history, you know. My first 6 months of working with you, I didn't get paid. I could understand why, because I didn't have any skill set and anything. I had to prove myself. Yeah.
And that by the way is still personally, I think that is one of your biggest strengths. It's like you're not afraid of just going through some shit, you know, because at the end of the day, as long as like you have a willingness to just move forward, even to just move forward regardless of, you know, whether you feel like you're making progress or whether you see results. Because I know after having worked with many people and also just speaking to a lot of people, it's not the average person, man. The average person, they get into trading and they want this to work out immediately. Maybe they give themselves 3 months and then, you know, they kind of, they just expect to make it immediately.
Yeah.
For the first few months, and it wasn't out of like on purpose either, because genuinely you came in at a time when, you know, we were still really early as a company.
Yeah.
And also we didn't quite know what to give you to do.
Well, every day I remember I was like just annoying you and Rich. What can I do?
Yeah, I felt a bit bad back then, man.
Yeah,
but
it's alright,
the
man.
fact that you stuck around shows a lot of just character, man.
Yeah.
It's that type of attitude that leads you to success. Because a lot of people talk about, oh yeah, you need this skill, you know, you need to know this skill or you have this ability. But bro, as long as you have that character, it doesn't matter what you do, right? You're gonna make it.
100%.
Like you put I don't know, like Rich likes to say this, you know, you put a killer's always gonna kill.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what stage you put him in, A players are gonna be A players.
Yeah.
And that's personally one of your biggest like defining traits. And I would think it's one of the biggest reasons how you ended up here today on
Thanks,
this
man.
side of the camera.
Yeah.
But just to bring it back real quick. So prior to starting bootcamp, you already kind of knew all of the methodologies. I don't know if you know that. Do you know the methodologies like prior to starting?
Oh yeah,
Did you have
bro.
a rough idea?
Or
was it a good idea?
Not every mistake a beginner shouldn't do.
Yeah.
But because I never like actually traded live and with a proper system, I'll say that what helped me is actually just going through everything rather than, you know, a problem with a lot of people. They just know the theory, but they never like actually practice what they learn. They don't apply the knowledge, you know. People just want a lot of knowledge, but they never apply it. So that's a big factor that really helped me to click for everything.
Got you.
Yeah.
But just to go back there for a moment, the fact that you already understood or like you feel like you understood,
Yeah.
did that help you or kind of like hold you back? Like, did it help you or did it give you some sort of like weird pressure that, okay, because I understand this, I need to make it in X amount of time?
Yeah, I actually was quite pressured because like, of course I need to like be a funder trainer and get my payouts soon. And yeah, I was pressured because like, it'll be weird for me to not actually make it happen because A, I work for a trading company, a watching trading company.
Yeah.
And B, I'm always with you. So it's like
direct at the source.
contact, yeah. So it's like if I can't make it work, it's not a system fault, it's not your fault, it's my fault that I couldn't make trading work. Yeah. And then like I said, my biggest obstacle was myself, my ego, and then I always wanted to wait for a perfect moment. And I realized that there's never a perfect moment. The only moment is now, and just take it. You know?
Got you.
Yeah.
And so, once you got started with bootcamp,
Yeah.
even though you kind of like had a good amount of expectation, like you kind of knew what to expect, what was kind of like harder than you expected?
Honestly, the TA is easy. The technical analysis is the really easy part. The hard part was myself.
What do you mean?
In the beginning, I was chasing money. I wasn't trading because I wanted to master trading. I was trading because I wanted the money. Honestly, it's myself is not willing to risk the money and just expect that. You know the saying, billionaires risk millions of dollars become billionaires. Millionaires risk hundreds and thousands of dollars to become millionaires.
Yeah.
And I'm not willing to risk. How are you even gonna make the money?
Yeah.
So I told myself, like, after that bonus, I got out of a survival mode. I didn't lack anything anymore. I knew that, okay, I have this amount of money. I can try and pass fast and fail fast. That's what I did.
Got you.
Yeah.
So even though you already knew the technical analysis, like that wasn't the hard part. It was just more
myself.
Overcoming that fear.
Yeah.
And being able to see
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah. Change your mindset, bro.
You just gotta change your mindset, bro.
Yeah. Who's gonna carry the boats?
You are. So obviously you had, obviously for a long period of time you were struggling with that fear. And would you say that the moment that things clicked for you was the moment you got the bonus and that got you out of survival mode? But outside of that, right? Outside of survival mode, would you say there was something else? Like, was there a moment where you felt like something clicked for you?
Oh yeah. The moment when you and Rich asked me to hold a accountability group for the bootcamp. So I was like, me, I'm always willing to do anything to help the company. And yeah, so at that moment I was like, I really became fearless after like hosting the accountability group.
Why?
Because
First of all, what's the accountability group?
It's basically me keeping people accountable every week. They have goals, keeping all the students in track in phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. And I'm that guy who's just making sure everyone is progressing well in the bootcamp, so they don't stray away. Because basically I'm just a babysitter for everyone.
Yeah, that's one way to put it, man.
Yeah.
And I think we started this because we realized, again, most people were not stupid.
Yeah.
Right? They were just lazy or unmotivated or for whatever reason they could not be consistent.
Yeah.
So we tried coming up with this idea, an accountability group.
Yeah.
How does it work again? Like they have to text you every day to send an update?
Yeah. They need to tell me what they've done today. I call it the daily check-in. Where let's say you did 2 hours of trading, you work out for 1 hour, you read like 10 pages in a book. Anything that's productive, you gotta check in with me.
Okay.
And if you don't do it, after 2 or 3 days, I'll like, what's going on? Or like I'll set up a call with them.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to do it.
Yeah.
And so bringing it back to the accountability group, your babysitting group. What from the babysitting group did it make things click for you?
I knew I had the TA side down, and I knew that I'm okay about losing the money. And one thing for sure was like, if I'm gonna hold people accountable, I need to step my game up,
Yeah. Okay.
Like why would I want to listen? It's like me when I was in uni. Why am I listening to this guy who's not even doing anything like finance or accounting? They're just teaching the theory. So for me, I had to like step up. So I actually need to be the one who's like actually live trading. And slowly, like I only did accountability for 2 months. But March was my second call for accountability. Was the month that actually pushed. Was a really good one for me. Where I got funded, I got my first payout, and every time I don't tell my ideas to them, but every day I just show them me winning a trade whenever I do tag one.
Got you.
Yeah.
So in a way, when you were forced to teach others, that is when you yourself learned the biggest lesson. Would you kind of break it down that way?
Yeah. When I was forced to lead others.
And then that forced you to step your game up.
Yeah. Because people are expecting something from you. And as you know, I always want to be reliable. So I had to step up my game. Yeah. I mean, you know how locked in I was trading, bro.
Yeah, you were, man. you were outside of editing. This guy was you were looking at the charts for like multiple hours. You were looking at the charts about 5 times more than me.
Yeah.
And the results do speak for themselves because I was
Yeah.
working on making the program better, and I definitely need to go back to my roots, man. Now that we're
Yeah.
having this conversation, definitely need to go back to my roots. Need to lock in on trading again. But outside of that, like, it's so interesting hearing it from you as well, because it's what I tend, like, I don't tell students this, but it was the same for me, where my biggest growth as a trader only started to happen once I became a quote-unquote leader.
Yeah.
I don't want to consider myself a leader, but people do definitely look up to me and look up to what I do. And it was at that point, it's like, somehow, it was a subconscious thing that, okay, I need to hold myself to a better standard. And also, just simply teaching others just helps you reinforce what you already know.
Yeah.
And it helps make clear what you actually don't know.
Yeah.
Then you have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
You realize it
100%.
as well, right?
Yeah. I guess it's also similar to Sid, our head coach in AOC, where he did say in one war meeting that he saw like a similar path that I'm taking when he started off before becoming a coach, where he was in a group talking about trade ideas and like sharing ideas and stuff. And slowly he said like when you have people that look up to you, you need to step up your standard and step up your game.
Yeah.
So it's like a similar progress where hopefully in a couple of months, after a couple more payouts, hopefully I can become a coach, you know?
Yeah. Sid, you're definitely taking, like, you're on a very similar trajectory compared to Sid at the moment.
Yeah.
Sid, to anyone watching who doesn't know him, he's the head coach here at AOC, and amazing trader, one of the best traders that I know, but it didn't always start out like that. It started kind of like you, actually. Like one day I had a Telegram group. This was back in like the early days of my YouTube career.
Yeah.
And people wanted to, well, at the time everyone had a free group. So I just thought, oh yeah, okay, I'm supposed to be on Telegram as well. But like, I don't use Telegram. So I ended up making this free chat, and then I didn't even have moderators on it. One day Sid just kind of offered to moderate, and like, you know, I felt bad for having him do free work. So I just kind of like offered to bring him in and kind of coach him. Same story of you, where, you know, I gave him the frameworks, I gave him the knowledge, but honestly, like, I didn't really hold him accountable. It was him that kind of like stepped up and, you know, made everything happen. The biggest shift for him, going from just, you know, doing this by himself, didn't really see much consistency, was when I kind of promoted him to be a moderator, or rather a junior coach inside the group. This was before he had qualifications. I know, like, probably should have waited a bit longer. At the same time, I don't think Sid would have been at his level if I didn't just push him to a position of like being kind of like a leader. And ever since then, his growth has just like really accelerated.
Yeah, man.
And
Bro's making a kid league.
yeah, he's really good at what he does. And he also had a very similar story to where you currently are right now. Is before he started his exponential growth, you know?
Yeah.
So keep it up, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. The
Yeah.
sky's the limit.
Yeah, I hope you become a coach soon.
2 more payouts.
2 more payouts. In fact, talking about payouts, you know, tell me a little bit more about when you got that payout. You know, how did that actually feel like, and who did you tell first?
My girlfriend, she was beside me, and I was like moderating on the stream, and I was looking at my phone, and suddenly that notification hit: Apex trading fund has paid you. I opened up my account, I saw the money in there, and I was like, wow. And then I was like, the second person that I showed to was Rich. He was like also moderating the chat. I was like, bro. Like the money's in. And yeah, I mean, for sure I'm happy because it's a achievement that I've been waiting for so many years. But I don't feel rich. The moments where I feel rich was like me treating you guys to that Korean meal, lunch, remember? Yeah, that's when I feel rich. But for sure, I think I have a different relationship with money right now, where money is just a tool for me to help others and just to give myself more freedom. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
And you just brought me back to the days. Remember how when you were still passing your funding challenge?
Yeah.
And when you were working towards the payout?
Yeah.
Every single day that you want to trade, bro, that's all I could hear from you. three times a day you would.
Oh yeah, I remember every day I'm gonna pass my challenge. I'm gonna pass my funded.
And then you come bother me at the office every day.
Yeah.
Say, yo, bro, look at this.
Yeah,
I just passed,
yeah.
oh, look at this. I won a trade.
Yeah. And we're like every day, every time I win a trade, I was just tell you, bro, I'm gonna get funded. I'm gonna get funded. Once I get funded, I'll be like every day I'll be like, I'm gonna get my payout soon. I'm gonna get my payout soon.
Yeah, bro, I just made another $500.
Yeah,
I'm just $500 away for the payout.
Yeah, fun times, bro. Yeah, I think it's all fun trading. I just don't really know how to explain it to anyone, but I guess you can feel it like you read the chart so perfectly. It went to you will it into existence on how you want the markets to move. In that sense, you know.
And speaking about this, like, you know, now that you're here, how does it feel? Like, is it different now when you are, you know, looking through the charts versus when you were just editing them?
100%. Now I can confidently say I'm gonna make a killing in trading. It's only the beginning, you know. First payout, next I'm gonna scale. We need to scale.
Yeah, we need to scale.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of time, eh?
Yeah. Can't wait to hit the first 10K a month, 100K a month. The sky's the limit, bro.
Well, you know, just on that note, someone's gonna be watching this and they're gonna think, yeah, you work for me. Of course you're gonna say this is good.
Yeah.
What would you say to them?
What would I say to them? You could be in the right environment, but the perfect environment to succeed and everything. But if you're not willing to take the step forward, you're not gonna succeed. That's what I'm gonna say. It's you versus you every day. It's not about how much money you have, not about who you know. It's actually you putting in the work to get there. Honestly, if I never put in the work and always expected you or Rich to like help me to get to that stage, I think I wouldn't be here. It's honestly like my own doing. That sound not to toot my own horn, but yeah, put in the work, and if you win or lose, or when you lose, blame yourself. Don't even blame the markets. Just blame yourself why you lose, because every decision you make, the person you are today, from the decisions you make from the past. Yeah, like Steve Jobs, how he likes it. Life is forward looking, but you can't really understand what's going on right now until you look back and connect the dots. You know. Yeah.
Good stuff. And just, you know, also on that note, if you just ended up continuing to just do video editing, and if you've never taken the step to put in the work and to learn trading, where do you think you would be right now?
Honestly, I think I would just be in my final year of uni, bro. Honestly. Yeah. In fact, not just bring back to just another point. Even video editing, I wasn't a video editor in the beginning, remember?
Yeah, no, you were
I was
not.
just a glorified assistant for you and Rich. And then slowly, like I had to watch a lot of YouTube videos and like force myself to step up my game to like learn how to video editing. Yeah. So like I said, if you're in the right environment, you may be around a lot of winners, but you never take the steps or to the work, you never win. So my case is that I have conviction, I put in the work, and results will show themselves sooner or later. Yeah. So back to your question about where would I be right now. Honestly, I think I'll be just finishing my degree. Yeah, because I took a lot of gap years. Yeah. Oh, another fun fact is like, bro, you're the one who made me drop out of school.
Yeah, I know.
Remember that call we had for an hour where?
No, it wasn't a call, man.
Yeah.
On the balcony.
Rich. I had a call with Rich.
Yeah, you had a call with Rich, and you came to my balcony.
Yeah, I remember it's like 10 something at night in KL. I was
Bro,
like,
it
bro,
was
can I come
late.
over to your house?
No, it was it was late.
Yeah, what for? I need to talk. And then talk about what? I want to drop out.
All right, come.
A couple of cigars, some wine, and then like the next day, I remember the day when I dropped out. It was my finals, my last paper. I finished early, and then, oh yeah, fun fact, I passed everything on my finals. I never care about grades. I had 30 minutes left before I can exit the exam room, right? I was like just calculating my expenses because that's my concern then about because once I drop out, I knew that my family is gonna drop me when I won't be having allowance. I need to pay rent for myself and everything.
Yeah.
Then I just like wrote down everything, like calculating my expenses throughout the next few months. Can I survive? And I thought to myself, bro, I can survive. And that there, I just thought you and Rich then texted in the group and said, I'm dropping out. Once I sent that text, I called my dad, said, Pa, I love you, no? Thanks for everything, but I'm dropping out of school. I don't care what you say, but this is my decision. School is not for me.
And bro, me and Rich talk about this, and I think both of us have told you already, while we gave you the advice and while we did tell you, like, dropping out wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because I dropped out and
He didn't.
he didn't, but
Yeah, he quit his job though.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And like, while we did tell you that it was going to be a good decision, you were the one who ultimately had the balls to pull it off. And you did it the very next day after that conversation.
Yeah.
So big ups to you, man.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people would be able to trust in themselves and to trust in their dreams and their conviction. And again, from what I said earlier, it's character, man. Like, if you've got the character and enough determination, you could do anything and you'll be successful. And if you don't, then like, yeah, doesn't matter how many times you reach out to them. Hey bro, where's the work? Why are you not doing backtesting? If they don't want it for themselves more than you want it for them, then
you'll never get it.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Well, bro, then just one final note. If someone is on the fence about joining either bootcamp or blueprint, what would you tell them yourself that you couldn't have now that you're on this side of the camera?
The system works, bro. The system works. Bootcamp is a solid system. I mean, in fact, I'm a guinea pig in the bootcamp,
Yeah, you were guinea pig, yeah.
I was a white rat. I was guinea pig, like, okay, if I, to get someone who like has a little bit of knowledge about trading, how can I make them profitable? You really gave us all the information we need. You give us all the support we need. You have weekly calls with you and Sid, where every time you have a problem, you just go into that call and ask them, and then they will give you whatever you need. And the best part is like that personal touch, where we honestly tailor to everyone's personal problems, where everyone could just have a calendar link, they book a call with us and just to talk about their own problems rather than just being a big community. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
So would you recommend it?
100%.
Bro, thank you for your time, and it's been a great interview.
Yeah. Let's get richer.